Hello, happy holidays! Thank you for joining us for another 3 Scrappy Sisters video. Usually we post scrapbooking videos, but this one's more of a craft video. I'm making a Christmas ornament to give to family. And this is just a plastic Christmas bauble that I picked up at the craft store. And I went through my stuff and picked up some things that I thought I could use. So that wire I'm going to use to frame out my photo. I want to bling it up a little bit, give it more sparkle, some more interest. And I'm going to use those beads to just add sparkle to the wire. That's my beautiful baby boy that we just had in August. And I love giving photos of him away to family. I have gone ahead and cut my wire, and I already strung the beads on it. It was a little time consuming, but it looks great. So I've put the wire aside, and I realized the wire is not enough of a frame. So I have this rope cord, I guess you call, that came with a pack of ribbons of 8 that I picked up at the craft store. I put some glue at the end so that it doesn't unravel on me, and I'm going to glue it around my photo. This idea for the bauble I picked up from MARTA. I just discovered her on YouTube. She does a lot of mixed media work, and I'm really inspired by her work. I was just going to put photos in the bubbles and call it a day, but then when I realized that you can add things to it, I don't know why I didn't think of it, but she spruced hers up. It made me want to spruce mine up as well. She used a chipboard frame for her photo. I don't have a chipboard frame to use for my photos. Like I said, I'm just using things that I already have lying around the house, or lying around my studio. So I'm just using materials that I have. There's no point in going out buying new stuff. I mean, you can, absolutely, but being the holidays and stuff, trying to save some money, so I'm just using things that I have. It might be a little trickier, but I think it works out just well. Why not? Use what you have. I had a little bit leftover cord, which is totally fine. I'm just going to use it for another craft on another day. Here, I'm just playing around with my rings, with my wire, trying to get the ring size that I want. I was using the template photo that came in the bauble to help me find the size while my photos dried a bit. And now I just need to pull on them and shrink my circles. Then I wrap my wire around on itself to seal it off and tie it close, and then I just cut off the excess wire. I want my beads spread out a little bit. I don't want them all on one side. And also with my rope cord, I had to make sure that when I glued it on the ends, that the joining ends was going to be on the side of the photo that wasn't going to hide part of the photo. So this one's on the side of Kirk's arm there, because I realized I'd have to put some embellishments on it to hide those joining ends and that bit of wire there that's all twisted. So I need to hide it. So I need to match it up with the cord, the two joining ends together, and match it up on the same side, so that when I hide it or cover it up with some embellishments, it's all done on one side. So working on the second frame wire here, and just wrapping around. This is just wire that I picked up at the Dollarama, and it came in various colors, blue and red and green, and it's really good to work with, and I like how the little beads string on it super easy. My cord sticks out a little bit there from the photo, but I think that should be okay. We'll see it as we go along. I figured gluing the wire with hot glue would be the most successful. I didn't think the white glue would work very well, and it also meant me having to wait a lot for it to completely dry and then see if it worked. So I used hot glue. I put it right on the wire and glued it down. Don't forget to join your ends together. I had to add some more glue because my wire pops up a bit, which is okay. I could have left it that way, but I wanted to sit a little more flat and kind of in the photo. So I added some glue And then I used the beads and moved them onto where the hot glue was, kind of to cover it up a little bit. And the beads worked so well. And you know what? It also kept my beads from moving around and all ending up on one side. So I was really happy with the turnout of that. I need to line up my photos and mark the top of my photos so that when I mount them together, I don't end up with one photo sideways and one photo up. So I want them both facing the right way. So I just marked them on the back with a little line. And now I have these little pearls that I'm trying to see if I can use to cover up those ends. And I realize they are much too small. So I have these little flourishes that I picked up at the dollar store as well. I've already had them for a while. I usually use them for my crafts or my scrapbooking and stick them in as little embellishments. All I did was rip them apart. They were in the floral section. But this time I just want the pearls in them. So I take 3 pearls, I take it apart some more, grab 3 pearls from there, cut them out, and I'm going to use hot glue to stick my pearls right on my joining bits. They have little holes in them, so I need to make sure that the little holes are facing sideways and not upright. And that one you can kind of see it's a little upright, so I grab my tweezers, turn it in a little bit, realize the tweezers fit so perfectly, so I just stick my pearl in there and use the tweezers to help me out. Ta-da! That one's done. A little bit of the wire was sticking out there, so I just pushed it back in. So onto the bauble. It came with this red ribbon. I don't want to use that. Everything on the bauble is gold, so I took it out. And I was thinking maybe I'd use that rope cord. Then I realized, how am I going to join the ends together without tying a big knot on it? And I realized I wanted something a little more dainty, a little more soft. So I figured I'd use some fishing line. I'm using the plastic insert of the bauble. Usually I would think that's the frame that would sit on top of the photo and help give it some sturdiness, but it can't sit on top of these photos because of the embellishments. So instead I'm going to use it in between the photos to mount my photos onto it. I'm just using double-sided sticky tape. This is leftover stuff I had from when we insulated our windows. It is for outdoor use only. I don't know why it's for outdoor use only, but I use it for crafts and it works great. So if anybody knows why it's outdoor use only tape or why it even says that, let me know because I have no idea. I just unstuck it from there because I didn't line it up very well. So I need to make sure that I line them up, and that cord that was sticking out is now flush with the plastic backing. So to do the other side, and stick all the back sides and stick my photo on there. The bauble has an inside and an outside side. The inside side has a ledge and it fits smaller because it goes on the inside. So that's the side that I'm going to work with and put my photo in it. I realize it's not fitting really well and I'm trying to encourage it to go in, but it's warping my photo a bit. It kind of bends it or makes it pop out. So I have to trim the edges little by little. I grab my pink scissors, they're horrible. Then I grab my little scissors. They did a much better job. Just trim little by little, check it, see if you've trimmed enough. You don't want to trim too much, but that's kind of hard to do because your embellishments are on there. So it's a nice guideline. So I trimmed it and now it fits perfectly. And inside there is some fluff. So I have to take it out, clean out my bauble. Make sure you do that. Clean your bauble free fingerprints. And I had some trimming clippings in my photo that I also had to take off. So make sure your photos are nice and clean and the inside of your bauble is nice and clean so that when you seal it together, you don't have to take it apart to clean it again because you got fingerprints everywhere. So my bauble's put together. I think it looks great. You can see that seam running along the center. I want to cover it up. I don't want that seam to show. So I think I'm going to use the rope cord because I think it looks great the way it matches up. Oops, I got a little bit ahead of myself. Sorry about that. And I apologize for the speed of the video. This was done at regular speed and it was 30 minutes. So I had to really speed it up again. So I realized I can't use this rope cord because it was so tricky to glue onto the photo that it would be so much trickier to glue onto the bauble. I probably have to use hot glue, and I don't want to because hot glue can get kind of messy. So I opted for a flat burlap kind of ribbon that I can use white glue to glue it on. And it's just ribbon that came with the set of 8 that I bought, that came with the rope cord. It all matches together, they're all Christmas colors. And I'm just gluing it on there and cutting my ends. And I realize I need to cover those ends as well, and that little bit of plastic that sticks out, just to finish it up. Give it a nice finished look. MARTA used these beautiful poinsettia flowers. I don't have those flowers, so I just made a bow out of the same ribbon that I put around it. And I cut a piece. It's about 8.5, 8 inches or so. And I'm just making a bow. I do wish I'd made it a little bit bigger because my ends of the bow end up being a little bit short, but I use them anyways. So I just kind of play with it, pull on it, tighten it. One side of the ribbon has sparkles, the other side of the ribbon does not. So one of my ribbon ends is the back side of it. So I need to make sure that I turn it. So I also need to make sure that my bows match because they will be back to back on each side. So this is where you see me turn right there. I just turned the ends because one side had sparkles, the other one didn't. So I need it to both be right side out. So I just give it a twist. It's going to stay after I glue them on. And they look like they're pretty much the same size. See, like I said, my ends are a little short. Longer would have been nice, but I'm going to use that. It's okay. So I was thinking, do I put hot glue on the bauble or on the bow? I end up putting hot glue on the bauble. And then we'll try to keep it as neat as possible and then stick my bow right on there. Hold on to it for a second or two and then do the back side of it. Like I was saying, I've posted the information to MARTA's channel on the bottom. She only did one side of the bauble and it ended up looking really great. And she put some sparkles on the other side, but I couldn't decide on the photo and I really wanted to use 2 photos. So both of my baubles, you can see both sides on my bauble. And using what you have, trying to be creative, I find is fun. I mean, you can go out and buy all these things, but if you already have something, kind of go through and see what works, what you can use instead of other materials. And that's it. That's the end of my bauble. It's complete. It's finished. I think it looks fantastic. What do you guys think? Thank you for joining me for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We hope you have a happy holiday. We wish you all the best with family, love, good fortune. And come join us again. Share this video with a friend. Thank you. Bye.